Hi guys, I am Allison. I am one of our buyers here at the Pink Lily, and I'm going to do a quick makeup tutorial for you guys today. So thanks for hanging out. I want to start off by saying I am not a makeup guru in the slightest, so I don't know any correct terminology, but this is what I do. I really enjoy doing makeup. I like learning about it. So yeah, let's get started. So before I put anything on my face, after I've cleansed all that good stuff, I start with the e.l.f. Blemish Control Face Primer. So I picked this up at Target. I just pump like 2 things in my hand, spread it evenly all over my face, and this just kind of creates a good base. After that, I get started with foundation. So I use Estee Lauder, the Double Wear. I literally swear by this foundation. It is every bit worth the dollar. It is amazing. I absolutely love it. I currently, for my summer color, use the shade Fawn. I apply this with a beauty blender. So I just put a little bit on my hand. And you want to make sure that your beauty blender is damp, and then I just kind of dab it all over. Like I said, not a professional, so don't know any correct terminology, and from there I just kind of blend it. Once that is good and blended, I go ahead and get my concealer on. So swear by this one as well. Tarte Shape Tape is amazing. I absolutely love it. I use the color Light Neutral because I like super light under eyes, and I like to do a lot of highlights. So I just put a little bit on my chin, a little bit here to brighten above the lip, straight down the nose, and under my eyes. So I like to call this some war paint. And then I use another beauty blender. You can always use the same one. My foundation is just so dark compared to this that I use a separate one for this. So then I just blend it in, and then under my eyes I'll even go up onto my eyelid and use that as like a base for my eyeshadow. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is use a translucent powder to kind of set all of that in. So this is technically baking, I think is what I've seen. I'm not really sure. And I just use this Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I got it at Target. I have a friend that does makeup and she swears by it. So I picked it up, and this is actually the first time I'm trying it. So we're all in this together. So I'm going to put a little bit down there. It smells kind of funky. And then I'm going to use my beauty blender once again, get that on there really thick, and then I'm going to do this under my eyes. So this kind of bakes the concealer to keep it in place and it doesn't go down in like the creases. So I'm going to put that on pretty thick under my eyes. And a lot of translucent powders are like really white, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with those. One that I just got done using was super white, but what I've experienced is that if it's really white and creates a really bright under eye, you experience a lot of flashback, which is when you're taking pictures and the flash causes it to like glow or something like that and look unnatural. So I really like this one, which this is the first time I'm trying it, because it's very translucent instead of being very white. So while my eyes are baking and I've got that on, and it's a little bit harder to see in the video, but it is on pretty thick. Some people go like super thick on it. You can totally do that if you feel like you need it. I like to conserve products, so I feel like less is more, and I should put on however much I need. So while I let that bake, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes. I live and swear by the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. I think it is absolutely amazing. These are the colors. Sorry, this is so dirty. And as you can see, it's very used. So I've had this for a while now. If you've never used a Morphe palette, much less this one, they're absolutely amazing. Highly recommend them. the pigment and the color stays on super well, and all of her palettes go, all of the palettes go great together. So for my eyes, I start with this Morphe brush. Pretty much all of my brushes are Morphe for my eyes. And this one, I'm just gonna kind of create a base. So I'm gonna use this mirror, hope y'all don't mind. I start with like a base, and these are like some neutral colors, and I just kind of blend it out. For the most part, my everyday is a lot of browns and stuff like that. Browns, golds, a little bit of reddish burgundy colors, just because I like a little pop of color. So I'm going to use this color and mix a little bit of burgundy in with it. And I always dust off my brush just so that I'm not getting like full on a ton of product. And then I'm just going to go into the crease with that. So as you can see, that's pretty bright and wild, but I'm going to tone it down a little bit. Next, I'm going to go in with this other Morphe brush, and this one is like flat pointed, and I'm going to do like my very center of my crease with that. I'm going to go in with a little bit darker of a brown. Okay, and once I have that done, I have my creases done. As you can see, they're a little crazy, so I'm going to go back with that initial brush that I used and get those colors and just kind of blend it out. That way it's not too harsh. So just kind of blend that out, tone it down. Next, I'm going to use this brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's got two ends to it, so I use this end and get like this shimmery brown, and I go across my lid with that. It's kind of like a goldish dark champagne color. Once again, like I mentioned, not a makeup guru, obviously not a color guru either. And I just go across the lid with that. So this is is a little dark for me, and so I'm gonna go in with the other end of this, the lighter end, and I'm gonna use some really bright colors for the very inner eye to really brighten that up. And you can drag that out as far as you want across your lid, depending on how bright you like it. But as you can see, there's a big difference between those two. And I do that a little bit on the top and the bottom and on the very inside of my eye. And then after that, I personally don't like to wear eyeliner, so I will take this little pointy stubby end of this one and use some black and some dark brown and kind of create an eyeliner that's not so harsh. And that is it for my eyes. So after I have done that, I'll retake this brush that I used for the translucent powder and just get all of that excess translucent powder that I've been baking with off, and then that'll also help create, take off any of the dusting that I've had from my eyeshadow. So after that, I'm ready to keep going with my face. So I use this Bronze Butter. It's from Physicians Formula. It is in the color Deep Bronze. I normally don't use this dark of a color when it's not summer. So I'm using a e.l.f. Total Face brush to do this. And once again, I get the excess off. And you kind of want to create like a 3 or an E on your face, depending on which side it's on. And make sure that you're blending that out. So I'm going to start with my the middle of my face, and then I'm going to create the top part of that number or letter by going up right here, and then I'm also going to create the bottom part by going down here. So once I connect them all together, you can see that this is creating that letter or number depending on what side you're on. And then the last thing I'm going to do, and a lot of people use a really little brush to do this, I just kind of squeeze my brush together, and I'm just going to contour the inside of my, or the outside of my nose. After that, I'm going to do my blush. I use Sephora Colorful in Flirted Up, and I'm honestly not very picky on my blush. I just like something that's a little bit pink, and I just add a little bit on top of that bronzer. Then I'm going to do my highlight. I use Master Chrome by Face Studio. It's by Maybelline in the color Molten Rose Gold. For this, I use another Morphe brush, and this is a little bit bigger, and I don't like a whole lot of highlight, so I just kind of dust it on up here at the top, and then dust it up right out of the corner. Then I'll take that same brush, go down the center of my nose, and across my upper lip. And that just adds a little bit of shimmer in. Next, I'm gonna go to my eyebrows, and I use Goof Proof by Benefit, and I swear by it. I feel like it's the best. It's double-ended, so this one has a roll-up that has this, and then this one has like an eyebrow pencil. And my eyebrows are microbladed, so some days I don't even do them. It just depends on where I'm going, how fancy it is, how much makeup I have on, that kind of stuff. And then after that, I will go back in and just pull that hair back to the top so that it still looks really natural. Okay. And then last but not least is my mascara. And for this, I use Bad Gal Bang by Benefit as well, and I absolutely love it. And I'll start with one coat on each eye, and then I will go back for a second coat if I'm going to dinner or out on a date night or something like that. Okay, and once I'm all done, I just kind of set my whole face with this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. So I just close my eyes and it sprays out continuously. And I let that sit. And that is all. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Like I said, not a makeup guru, but I definitely love doing it, watching videos, all that good stuff. So thanks for hanging out, and tune in into our YouTube channel to see many more how-tos and behind the scenes. Bye guys.